Yo, what's up? Commando here. Welcome to my review of TLC 2015. And before I get into it, I'm gonna just start by saying that I thought the ending was really good. I thought that was a really good way to book Roman Reigns. The whole, even if had he won when he, did the Superman punch and Sheamus landed through the thing, I'd have been happy with that. I thought that was a really cool thing. But then the way he lost, I thought that was good. Good heel stuff. And the whole thing with him beating the shit out of Triple H, I thought that was awesome. This is the way he should be booked. That was so good. I thought that was so awesome. I was going nuts for it. I thought it was really cool. He just beat the utter crap out of him, and the fans actually was on his side. They were booing and chanting other crap through the match, but then for that, they were behind him at that point. They were loving it. They were loving him beating the crap out of Triple H. So you gotta follow through with this. You're doing something right, Vince. Well done, you fucking old ferret. But you gotta follow this up and keep him being booked like this, because that was really good booking. Really, really good booking. And I see people. I haven't even looked on Twitter and that, and I know people will be complaining. People who say they're wrestling fans and were fans of the Attitude Era, but they complain about screw finishes, even though the Attitude Era was filled with that. Hey, morons, what can you do? But let's get on to the entire show. We'll recap the entire show. Um, right, not right after, but not long after I made my video, they announced Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch for the kickoff show. It was 11 minutes 43. It's kinda meh for the most part. It wasn't great. It was kind of boring, to be honest. It sort of picked up when Becky did some exploder suplexes and some other variations of suplexes. And at one point, Sasha had Becky in the bank statement, and she got out of it. She was on her shoulders and did like a blue electric chair, thinking of bloody Sami Zayn. Uh, but apart from that, it wasn't anything like amazing. It was all right, but it was nothing like their takeover match. Like 6 months ago or whenever it was. It was okay. Eventually, she has her in the disarmer. Sasha tries to roll out of it, but she gets back in it again. Tamina distracts the ref. Naomi kicks Becky, and then Sasha takes advantage, hits the bank statement, and wins. Good heel booking. Good heel booking. But again, the people who claim to be wrestling fans will then complain about that because dumb as fuck. It's the same thing. I see it every month on Twitter. These people that love the Attitude Era and loved wrestling before and complain about every single little thing. When there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I know everybody has an opinion, but there's people that are just hating no matter what, and it pisses me off. It really does. I just don't get that bullshit. But it's not alright match. The pre-show thing was alright. Like some of the stuff Booker T that comes out with is really good, and I really like Baron Saxon. I've been a fan of him ever since he started doing commentary. Like his analogies and stuff are they're so random and hilarious. I love it. He was talking about cake at one point. It was really good. And there was a thing with Ric Flair. He did something with Paige, and Paige tries to slap him, and then he blocked it, and Paige was like, "Oh, she's going to be crying when she loses her title, and you can be there for her or something." It was weird. And also, bloody what's his name? Del Rio, when he was in the social media lounge thing, he did an interview with Tom, and it was really good. It was really good, and it's likely because it was unscripted, and he was just left to answer it, and he was really good. The stuff he was saying was really good. I thought it was just so much better than his scripted crap that we see on Raw. He just sounded really real and honest, and I loved it. It was really good. Talking about how Mex America thing didn't work, and it's because he tried to trust an American, and it was just really good. It was really good. I loved it. And eventually, the thing ended with all the League of Nations, and Lana was there too, and they were all talking about stuff, and they get all happy, and saying they're going to win, and Barrett starts saying Machka, like Rusev. It's funny. Some good stuffs, good stuffs. But let's go into the actual main show now, and it kicks off with the triple threat ladder match. 70 minutes 46, with the New Day defeating the Usos, and the Lucha Booties. They beat them in a great match, a really good match. Really enjoyed it. A lot of awesome and insane moments. Sin Cara like doing bloody somersaults onto ladders. It was with people underneath them. A lot of insane moments. And the best moment of the match and the night was Kalisto doing the bloody Salida del Sol from the top of the ladder right over and through a ladder that was in between the ropes and the ladder smashed. Insane, awesome moment. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely loved it. And like Xavier Woods, he was on commentary, being epic. And also the promo they had before, they killed it again. Just amazing. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely loved it. As always, they're just, proving that when you're left to be yourself and you have more creative input, it works. But there were so many moments, I can't really mention them all. I'm just sort of flicking through here. Oh yeah, Big E bloody was he was underneath the ladder, and the Lucha Booties was on the ladder climbing up, and he pushed it off. Sin Cara went flying, and then Kalisto like jumped onto the Usos, but they caught him, and then like super kicked him. I think they wrecked him, if I remember properly. Eventually. Eventually Kalisto's he's a way to climb up. Then Woods gets off a commentary, throws the trombone at him. Then Kofi Kingston just grabs Kalisto by the leg, and he does like a flip and lands on the thing, and then he climbs up and grabs the belts. I thought that was really good and really well done. Really, a great way for them to win. A good ending to the match. I enjoyed that. It was awesome. The Salida del Sol, just I lost my shit at that. That was really cool. There was a few moments through that match where I was like, what the fuck? It was really cool. Really, really cool. And the New Day celebrating as we go to break. That biggie booty jiggle. You gotta love it. And after that, we get a video for Rusev and Lana. And it's, Ryback versus Rusev next, which lasted 7 minutes 56. Rusev won via submission. Not much really to say about the match. Crowd wasn't really into it. Just sort of flicking through, not really seeing really much that was worth mentioning. Oh yeah, the Rusev tried to walk away with Lana, and then he grabs Lana. No, he grabs Rusev. Ryback grabs Rusev, throws him back in the ring or something, or throws him back towards the ring. Then Rusev pushes him, then Ryback sort of goes back into Lana. And then Lana's like pretending like he's hot her face, when actually nothing. He never got hot at all. Rusev brings him back in the ring. Like he kicked him, then brings him in the ring. Goes for the accolade. He fights out of it. Goes for shell shock. I thought Ryback's going to win at this point. He didn't. Rusev countered, kick, accolade, and Ryback just fades to death, and Rusev wins. And then Lana comes in. They smooch. They show the replay. Ryback didn't hit Lana, and then they smooch some more. And then that was it. Nothing special match. Just it happened. Then we go backstage. Dean Ambrose with Roman Reigns. They're talking about their matches, saying that by the end of the night they're both going to be holding up the titles. Yeah, that was about it. At least Roman sounded a bit better, sounded a bit more real than his forced crap that we've been used to seeing. But after that we get on to the Cheers match for the US title, which saw Alberto Del Rio defeating Swagger, 11 minutes 12. This was a good match. I was surprised. This was actually a pretty good match. Also, there was some video on Facebook before with Swagger saying like nobody should be treated like that, the way Del Rio treated Coulter, and that he's doing this for Coulter or something. But Coulter, we never seen Zeb all night. But you know, it was a good match. Loads of use of the chairs. Loads of I think at one point Del Rio had a nasty kick and it legit hit Swagger in the face. And also Del Rio, oh my god, that dude is insane with his chair shots. At the end of the match, and most of the match actually, when he was hitting his chair shots, he was so close to hitting the head with it. When he was hitting him in the back, it was ridiculous. He was really close. But loads of slamming on the chairs. Like at one point, Del Rio threw Swagger out, and then he landed and smacked off the chair that was like sat out. I thought that was a pretty cool moment. Just sort of flicking through to see if I can remember any of these moments. Oh yeah, at one point he started throwing loads of chairs on top of Swagger. Some of them looked pretty nasty when they were landed on him. Eventually, Swagger gets him in a chair around his leg and hits the Patriot lock. Eventually, Del Rio gets out of it. Oh yes, Del Rio went for like a off the top rope with the chair, but Swagger caught him and hit a big slam. Nails the Swagger bump for 2. But eventually, you know, I'm just sort of rambling here, but eventually he got him in the corner and just started going nuts with the chair, you know, setting up for his weird finisher. And then he hits the big stomp on a huge ass pile of chairs, which were facing the opposite way, so that shit's gonna hurt when you land in it. And Del Rio had it and he won. You know, pretty decent match. You know, I liked it. And Del Rio, I don't know if it was legit hurt or not, but he was sort of limping out of the match. Next we got a promo with the Dudleys and that, speaking about their stuff, but we didn't get to hear from Rhino, just like we didn't get a gore from Rhino in his match, which I thought was bullshit. But yeah, on to the match. It was a tag team tables elimination match. I think I forgot to mention that in my predictions, but the Wyatt family won, defeating Team ECW 12 minutes 30. Here's the times for the eliminations. Eric Rowan via 3D 4 minutes 10. Rhino via Big Boot by Harper 6:25. I don't remember that. Devon Dudley with a side slam by Wyatt. No, it was a Uranagi. Get it right, bitch. 8:26. Tommy Dreamer by Harper. Suicide dive. I knew that was gonna happen when I seen the table set up like that. That was cool. 10 minutes 41. And then Bubba Ray Dudley by Strowman. Choke slam, it says. I don't remember that either. But yeah, you know, it was a good match. Apart from Rhino not getting to gore anyone, I thought that was pretty shit. I mean, it's him back, and we've yet to see a gore. I think that's stupid. But they had like trash cans and stuff in the match. It was a good match. You know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent match. I don't think there's really much to say. I mean, I've said all the eliminations. I'm just glad to see the Wyatts actually winning. Just wish we'd gotten to see a gore. I wish we'd gotten to see Rhino gore someone through a table. Would have even been better. There was a nasty Harper had a nasty Michinoku driver on Bubba Dudley. It looked like a real nasty lander for Bubba. They buried Braun like under like his huge ass table in a other bunch of tables. I would have liked to seen Braun or somebody go through that huge ass table, but maybe it's they're precious and they don't want to break it. But yeah, you know, decent match. Oh yeah, the bloody lighter fluid. Bubba put lighter fluid on a table, although I don't think it was lighter fluid. And he had a lighter, and he was a way to do it, but Harper super kicked him, and then Braun follows up and chokeslammed him through it. I don't think it was lighter fluid. The way it was landing on the thing just looked like water to me. I thought when I was kind of disappointed by that, I thought we could have at least lit it up and put him through it, but apart from that, you know, it was a good match. Next we have the Intercontinental title match, which is actually a good match. Dean Ambrose defeated Kevin Owens, becoming the Intercontinental Champion. 9 minutes 52. I was quite surprised by this. It was a good match. I was expecting, nothing special, but it was actually a good match. Good back and forth match. It was pretty good near the end. There's a lot of counters and stuff. Eventually at the end, Ambrose hits the dirty deeds, but Kevin Owens just got like one finger on the ropes. Then Owens like kicked Ambrose in the face. I think he like legit got him. Ambrose counters the powerbomb into a Hurricane Rana, rolls him up and wins. But it was a great match. I thought it was a really good match. Surprised me. Dean Ambrose the champion. Woohoo! And Ambrose like went nuts after the match. Jumping into the crowd and hugging them and what have you. Thought that was cool. And then he stands on the announce table and raises the title. And being his delicious self. It was awesome. Next, promo for the Divas title, and it's the Divas titles match. Charlotte defeated Paige, 10 minutes 39 to retain the title. Have they done a double turn? That's what it seems like. It seems like Paige is now face and Charlotte's heel, or they're both heel. I don't know, but most of the match there was some like interference sort of from Rick. Like he got in on the turnbuckle, like ripped part of the turnbuckle thing off in the middle, and then like later on the bloody Charlotte like grabbed the actual pad thing off the middle one, and eventually like Paige got rammed into it. But also middle of the match, Team Bad was watching backstage and they're all dressed up like Team PCB. It was pretty funny. But as for the match, I can't really remember. I'm just looking through it, but I don't really remember much. It was an alright match. It was not like it was filled with rest holds or anything. Oh yeah, she had like a nasty like super, not super. Sorry, like a perfect plex, but it was almost like a DDT. That looked pretty nasty, and she went wild with like pin attempts and Paige kept kicking out. Paige hits the rampage, but Flair pulls like Charlotte's leg underneath the bottom rope, and then Paige argues with the ref, and then that's when Charlotte did the turnbuckle thing, and then boom, wrecked. Charlotte wins, and it looked to me like Charlotte's a heel now. It seemed that way. I don't know about Paige. She's going to be heel or she's going to be face. I was going to hope for Becky Lynch or somebody to come out, but if Charlotte's a heel now, that's a great way to go about it. I thought that was good. Then after the match, we see Becky backstage and Charlotte it comes up to her. It's like, "Oh, you happy that I won?" And she's like, "Yeah, but," and then Charlotte's like, "Oh, you're not happy? I mean, I won, blah 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 blah," and all this other crap. And then Flair and Charlotte say they're gonna go and party and all this other shit, and Becky just couldn't care less really. But it seems like that she's gonna be heel now. Maybe it's gonna be Charlotte Becky. I hope it doesn't mean Charlotte Paige again. I hope not. Go Charlotte Becky Paige. Do a triple threat. Do something like that. Do something different. That would be cool. But next we have the final match. And I would probably say this is the best match. Maybe the latter match a little bit better. I don't know. Just the ending for this was so good. I really liked the ending. But it's the TLC match with Sheamus defeating Roman Reigns, 23 minutes 58 seconds. And I thought it was a good match from start to finish. I thought it was good. At the start, Sheamus got like a huge right hand, and Cole kept on saying how he had a huge bruise on his face. Well, I ain't seen no bruise, unless it looked like he had like a little spot or something on his chin. But Cole was like going apeshit about how he had a bruise on his face, and unless it was that little shitty spot, there was no bloody bruise. So I don't know what he was talking about, and he kept going on and on about it. And it was just like at the start when they had the opening promo thing at the start of the show, and like Reigns was like shown like really big, and then Sheamus is in the background, sort of like in a faded thing, and I was like, Jesus Christ, can you make the guy look any stronger or something like that? It was just like, it just seemed like they're really like pushing Reigns, but the way they went about this match, I thought that was a great way to book Reigns. But I'm just gonna flick through, see if I can remember any of the moments. Uh, Eventually, they end up at the bloody stage, and a sick moment happened where Reigns like lobbed Sheamus through tables and chairs. There was loads of chairs in that setup. And now I don't know if it was there or if when Roman hot Sheamus with the chair, but he had a nasty bloody like cut thing, and it was bleeding. It wasn't so much a cut as more like a rippage of the skin type of dealio, like a carpet burn type of dealio. It wasn't like it was pouring blood. It was just like there was bleed there, but it wasn't gushing out. If you know what I'm saying. That looked pretty nasty. And then eventually it looked like he was going to go powerbomb Sheamus through this table, like on the entranceway. But then Sheamus backdropped him, and I thought Reigns was going to go like head first through it because he was so late in like actually flipping him. Like he pushed him up, and Reigns was still straight. But the last second he flipped him, he went through it. And then Sheamus picked him up, and I can't remember what he did. It just says slams him through another table. I can't remember what move he did, but he put Reigns through another table. Sheamus throws a big ladder into Reigns' face, it says. Reigns goes for the drive-by, but then Sheamus, what by him? Clothesline. This was on the apron. He then, starts hitting him with an uppercut, some chairs, I think. And then he picks him up and goes up the steps and white noise through the table. I thought that was an awesome moment. That was a really cool moment. Yeah, at one point I thought this was so stupid. They started chanting, "We want Cena," and then "Cena sucks." I was like, really? This was a good match. I would rather these two than Cena in the main event. And there was like a small Daniel Bryan chant at one point. I think there was CM Punk chants during the Rusev match, or during one of the matches anyway. And there was small like NXT chants as well. Yeah, I see that mentioned here. There's a couple of different chants. Reigns ends up countering Sheamus and powerbombing him on a ladder with one arm. Oh yeah, that was when they were inside the ring, yeah. Oh yeah, a cool moment was Reigns goes for the Superman punch, but Sheamus caught him with an Irish Curse backbreaker. Oh yeah, this was a sick moment. Reigns was on the apron and he countered Sheamus and got him in the Samoan drop. Like there was a table set, a ladder set up ages ago, and then he did the Samoan drop through the thing. That looked nasty, and that messed Sheamus up as well. It looked like he had some more bruises, and he'd hurt his arm as well, I think, with that. Reigns gets up and puts a ladder in the ring, and he starts booing. The referee's still checking on Sheamus, but then Sheamus comes in as he's climbing up. Was this that moment? I think it was. Reigns nailed a Superman punch while on the ladder. If it ended like this, I'd have been happy, because it was so cool. And Sheamus went through a table. I thought that was so cool. That was an awesome moment. I'd have been happy if the match ended like that. But yeah, that was the moment. He had a Superman punch before that, I think, as well. And then Reigns gets hyped up and climbs up the thing. But then Rusev and Del Rio come in and start beating him up. And Del Rio had a nasty super kick. Oh my god. Such a nasty super kick. Legit hitting Reigns in the face. There was other kicks through the in some other match. Can't remember what it was. They were legit hitting the guy in the face. It might have been Ambrose. I don't know. It was someone, but somebody took some nasty kicks. But I thought that, but eventually, Rusev gets him on the outside and has him in the accolade. Well, Del Rio, is trying to get Sheamus up, but Reigns counters, hits the Superman punch on Rusev. Del Rio nails Reigns from behind, but Reigns hits him with a Superman punch. Sheamus is close to the title, but Reigns comes in. Reigns pulls him down, but then the ending was kind of weak. Reigns pulled him down, but then Sheamus just hit a bro kick. Reigns falls out, and then Sheamus slowly climbs up while Reigns starts to get in. And as Sheamus is at the top, he's like all shocked that Reigns is coming in, then just grabs it. I thought that was kind of weak, but apart from that, it was a great match. And now after is when the good shit starts happening. I thought this was so awesome. The Rio and Sheamus are like celebrating and lifting him up on their shoulders, like woo, all this shit. And then they turn around and Reigns spears all three of them like he speared Del Rio, Rusev, and Sheamus fell down. And then Reigns isn't happy. He gets a chair and starts, beating the shit out of everybody. And then he just starts going nuts on Sheamus. Sheamus was taking some nasty shots. Holy shit! Like his screams and his groans sounded really real, like it was legit hurting. Like getting hit by that's gonna hurt. Like you don't need to. I don't think you really need much acting involved in that. That shit's gonna hurt. But they looked some nasty shots. Not quite Randy Orton when he did to Reigns when the Shield turn, which was just unnecessarily brutal. Kind of like when Brock Lesnar with his power bombs like years ago, like on Spike Dudley and stuff, where they're unnecessarily brutal and you're legitimately seriously hurting them, and there's no need for that. But there were some brutal shots. Eventually, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and a bunch of referees come out to warn Reigns, and I'm like, he is so getting wrecked. And Reigns like drops the chair, and Triple H is getting in and checking on Sheamus, and he's in there, and Reigns is sort of pacing around, and Triple H asks what's wrong with him, and then he's saying some other shit, and then he checks on Sheamus, and Reigns is like, he starts nodding his head, and he gets he hits the Superman punch on Triple H, and the crowd's cheering. I was surprised, I was surprised that the crowd was liking this. I loved it, but the crowd was loving it too. And then he grabs a chair and starts going nuts on Triple H, and Triple H was selling it like a boss, bloody jumping about all over the place. Stephanie's screaming, the referee's trying to calm him, and he's hitting more and more shots. And at one point, Triple H, told him to do it again. He dropped the chair, and then Triple H was again, and then he hit him again. But the way Triple H was selling it was so good. It was really funny. Eventually, he gets out and starts ripping apart the Spanish announce table, and the way he lifted Triple H up into the powerbomb was weird. Like, it looked, cause when he lifted him, he just sort of lifted him like as if he was, maybe like going for like a 3D type of deal, if you know what I'm saying. But then he lifted him up, and then he like flipped his legs over. I was like, okay, that's a weird way to get him in the powerbomb. Maybe it's just because he was wearing a suit or something. I don't know. And then he does a powerbomb onto the announce table. Was it this match where there was a match where? Yeah, it was this. He hits the bloody powerbomb and nothing really happened. It was a weak pin powerbomb. Because I was watching something before and it was a shit. Yeah, I was watching that thing from Armageddon. Like WWE posted this video from Armageddon, a fatal 4-way between Booker T, Eddie Guerrero, Taker, and JBL. And JBL hit a powerbomb on Booker T on the table. It was the shittiest powerbomb ever. It did nothing. It didn't break. And then he hit an elbow drop on it and smashed it. Well, that's what happened here, except Reigns, did hit a decentish powerbomb on him, and the table didn't break. And then Reigns gets up on the other table, and then drops a big elbow with breaking it this time. I thought that was awesome. when their thingies are screaming, because like that when he hit it and it didn't break, the crowd start chanting one more time, and then he hit the elbow. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool. I can guarantee people are complaining about it. I just guarantee it. I thought that was really cool. Um, and Stephanie's like screaming for a doctor, and Reigns going around the ring, and they start trying to thank you, Roman. Like I just seen a comment. I was watching like the exclusive videos, and somebody's posted something about that, and they were like, "Oh, yours are hypocrites" or something. And I was like, I didn't bother replying. I don't bother replying to these morons. It's a waste of time. But it's good booking. You book them well, people will react accordingly. You know, like the Eva Marie versus Bailey match from NXT a few weeks ago was some of the best booking I've ever seen. You know, if they booked a heel Reigns like that, you know, he would be so over in a bad way. Like he'd be over as in getting booed in a good way, you know. Um, but I love the way they went about this. And then Reigns just smiling as he makes his exit, and then the officials are helping Triple H out, and I noticed the doctor guy. He looks a lot like El Murpho from the Up Down channel, you know, with Xavier Woods and that. He looks a lot like him. Maybe they're related or something, but I thought he looked a lot like him. He had a beard this time. He's usually, just like clean shaven, but he had like a beard. He looked really similar to him. But anyways, they're bringing him out the ring, and then Reigns stops and looks around, and then just starts tearing it down and fucking spears Triple H. I thought that was so cool. And they check on Triple H as he's lying there like dead. And then Reigns stops and poses, and the crowd was cheering. You know, you book him well, the fans will react well, which they did. Honestly, they gotta keep that up. They gotta keep this good booking up. And hey, my God, I've spoke for 32 minutes. But hey, I really thought that was some really good booking. You know, I really hope they follow this up with good booking. Like less of this stupid promos. Have him say less, or let him say what he wants to say. Let him have more input in what he's saying. Um, I just really hope they follow this up. Maybe, is it going to lead to a Reigns Triple H match? I don't know. I don't know how they'll go about this because they'll want to punish him or what have you. But tell me what you thought, because I really thought that was good. And like I'm on my site that I go on, gerwick.net, and for the grading, like F's leading right now. I went B. I thought that was good. You know, like that ending really, that last match really brought it up. I definitely give it a B. People will just complain no matter what, just because it's not the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. Blah 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 blah. Like, hey, the shows leading up to it have been shit, and I wish that wasn't the case. I really wish they would build to these matches better. Like Taker versus Lesnar, Hell in a Cell. There was no build to that match at all. You know, like build it up so people want to see it. Like I thought they delivered really well here, but make us want to see it. You know, it's great putting on a show, but put on great shows leading up to the show, so the fans will be invested and interested and want to see what happens. So I really hope they continue with this, with pushing Reigns like this, because you know I can't say it enough. I thought that was really good booking for Roman Reigns. I wish they'd been doing this the entire time. Also, people are talking about the like these tag matches and stuff. How they're now going about, you know, as if they were building to a Survivor Series after Survivor Series. I agree, that's really stupid. There should have been a better thing leading up to Survivor Series. I do agree with that. They should have done something better. But there's a couple more videos released here by WWE with Triple H being helped by paramedics and then getting loaded into the ambulance. I'm going to go watch that. But tell me what you thought. If you agree with me, you disagree. Honestly, you couldn't have booked Roman Reigns better than that. You want him to be the big face, the top guy, you know, you went the right way about it. Well done. You did something good, WWE. I don't think you could really complain about that unless you want him as a heel. I mean, I can understand. You know, I think they should have went heel a long time ago. But going this route as the face is good. You just gotta follow up with some good stuffs. I don't know if it's gonna lead to a rematch with Sheamus, or like I think they might do something where you'll have maybe have a match like at the start of the year or something. I remember they did that with Punk against Ryback. Maybe we'll see the same thing with Paige, because it's like 6 weeks till the next one, Royal Rumble, which I don't really like when they do that. We'll have like 3 weeks between this one and the last one, and then 6 weeks. Like, even it out, brah. But but it looks like it's gonna lead to Reigns Triple H, which I'm happy with that. That'll be okay. Maybe Triple H is gonna be racked for a while. I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed this show. It was good. Ryback Rusev wasn't a great match. Charlotte and Paige was okay. Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens surprised me. I thought it was a good match. I didn't really talk about it a whole lot, but it was a great match. I enjoyed it. W Swagger was good. Just Rusev and Ryback, and then Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch was kind of the only disappointment. Especially the Becky Lynch match. I was kind of disappointed with that. I expected better than that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And the most insane moment was obviously the Salida del Sol. But, the booking for the Roman Reigns, very, very good. I've said it a lot of times, but very, very good. But yeah, I'm going to stop now. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else worth mentioning. I haven't watched the Shawn Michaels podcast. Like, the previews and that look pretty funny. But Sheamus had a lot of scars as well. I've seen photos, an insane amount of scars all over him from the chairs and stuff. But yeah, there's nothing much else happening. So I'm gonna go watch those videos, and then I'm gonna be awake, and I'm gonna have to go to work for like 12 hours. Yeah, that's gonna suck. But I was feeling tired earlier, but I'm feeling okay right now. So hopefully it stays like that. Because I remember last time after Survivor Series, I was really tired that entire week. I was struggling to stay awake a lot. So hopefully I'm a lot better. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll reply to you. And if you stuck through the whole video, appreciate it. Even in my shorter videos, I can tell. I usually get some bullshit comments, and I can just tell the person doesn't watch. Like, I understand it's a longer video, put it on in the background. That's what I do with a lot of videos. If I don't have time, I'll just shove it on in the background while I'm doing other stuff and listen to it. So do that if you want, because I understand this is a long video, but I've seen a lot longer reviews, like insanely long, like hours long, and I don't know how people will sit and watch that. That's a long time. But yeah, that's a tip. If you don't have the time to sit and watch like a almost 40-minute video, shove it on in the background. I've done that. Like I listened to one of those guys' reviews. I can't remember his name, but it was like a couple hours long reviews. Like that Blitz guy or something, whatever his name is. One time I listened to one of those and I just had it on in the background, because I can't sit there and watch a 3-hour thing. Just shove it on in the background and listen to it while I'm doing other stuff. That's the way I'd go about it. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.